Hey everybody, it's me, YuGiOh, and today I have my Sylvan Quasar deck profile. This is the new deck that I've been trying out since my old deck, Lava Quasar, got hit on the ban list, the April 1st ban list. So I'll just, let's just get started. So of course we have the Sylvans. We got 3 Hermitry. I think this card is really good for the deck right now. Just being able to +1 if you excavate if you excavate a plant, send it to the graveyard, you get to draw 1. 2700 attack isn't that bad, and he's a level 8, so that's how you get your rank 8 plays off. So really good. I got 2 Flower Knight. He's okay. Just excavate on normal summon, excavate 1 on normal summon, and when he's excavated you can top deck a Sylvan card. He'll be a little bit better when we get Sylvan Charity and Primal Origins, but for now I'm probably just going to run him at 2. I've considered even running him at 1, but I kind of need more Sylvans. And unfortunately, as I'm sure probably a lot of you are the same as me, I don't have Martial Leaf, so these are my proxies for Martial Leaf. Eventually I'll probably have to splurge and get them, but yeah, just 2 Martial Leaf and the 2 Cool Mushroomo. I feel like this deck should be more of a special summon deck than a pop spells and pop monsters effect, or pop spells and traps or pop monsters. So I'll very rarely set it up to where I like top deck these 2 and then excavate them. Mainly I'll be going for my special summons with stuff like Peacekeeper. Of course, you run 3 of this card. This card is amazing. It's what makes the deck so amazing. And it's great that you can special summon any plant that's level 4 or lower, not just Sylvans. And the 2 Cherub Sprouts. Cherub Sprout is good too, but it's probably not as good as Peacekeeper. Since I'm running some level 1 plants, it's pretty good because I can special summon them from the deck when it's excavated, so that's pretty good. Obviously the 2 Lone Fire Blossom that we're allowed to play. 1 Spore, 1 Dandelion. I'm looking for this in Ulti, but I'll have to deal with the secret for now. 2 Copy Plant. This is another one of our level 1 plants aside from the Spore, and this is usually what I'll go for with Cherub Sprout. Debris Dragon, and 2 Plague Spitter Zombies. This card works really well in the deck because you can top deck a card from your hand, and if it happens to be a Sylvan, you can excavate it by just normal summoning something like Peacekeeper or Flower Knight. So let me just kind of move that to the side. Those were the monsters. Of course, we got 3 of the Field Spell, Mount Sylvania. I guess I didn't move the monsters far enough away. 3 Mount Sylvania. This card is really good for the deck. Lets you set up excavate plays and get a free excavate during your opponent's end phase. Is pretty nice. I kind of wish they had something better, like maybe a continuous spell that let you excavate once per turn or something that's a little faster than what we have right now, but I guess maybe we'll see in Primal Origins if we get like a TCG exclusive or something. 2 MST, kind of goes without saying. 1 for 1. Foolish Burial. 2 Miracle Fertilizer. I might go play 3, but for now I'm just going to play 2 because this card is really good. It's basically like a once per turn call to Hunted for plants, but it goes away if the targets leave the field. But if you use them for an XC summon, then they don't go away. But generally I'll just use this to get Lone Fire Blossom. So 2 Reasoning. This card works really good in the deck because if they call the level of the Sylvan monster, if you excavate a Sylvan monster and they call that level, you still get its effect because Reasoning has been reprinted to say excavate. I don't know if I can zoom in to show that because my camera is really bad, but yeah, Reasoning works really well in the deck, and usually I'll end up getting like a free Hermitry, or I can set up the top card of my deck and then Reasoning, and my opponent has to choose whether or not they want to see me summon a free monster or get a free Excavate effect, which is pretty nice. And one Convulsion of Nature. This is the card that you cannot play on Dueling Network. Basically, flip your decks upside down. It's pretty good in this deck. You would be surprised because you basically see what's on the top of your deck, and you can change your plays based on what you have seen. So it works pretty well. I probably will take this out eventually. It's just kind of a for fun card right now. And for traps, we just got one Raigeki Break, 2 Fiendish Chain, and 2 Call the Haunted. And that kind of rounds out the main deck. I believe it's 40 cards right now. 38 if you don't count the proxies. Alright, and for the extra deck, we got one number 39 Utopia Roots. This guy's okay for a rank 1 monster. Generally I'll go into this if I happen to accidentally excavate a Peacekeeper or like a Cherub Sprout, and I don't have a easy way to get rid of level 1s on my side of the field. I'll just make this, and sometimes people have trouble dealing with it, but I don't know. I may just switch this out for Slacker Magician or something that has more staying power. Lavalval Chain works really well in this deck. Lets you top deck stuff so you can then excavate, or just Foolish Plant or something. So, and everyone knows this card, number 101, Silent Honor Arc. I'm not playing Excited Knight. I do have Excited Knight, but I'm not playing it because this deck, I don't think this deck really needs it, and this card is much better. Whoops, sorry. One Alcei, very rarely go into him, but if I have Convulsion of Nature on the field, or if I have rearranged my deck somehow with Hermitry, or if I basically know what the top card of my deck is, I can use Alcei's effect to just draw a card for free, and his bounce effect isn't really that bad either. Generally, though, I'd rather go for Felgrand. Felgrand is just a lot better of a rank 8. And I would play either Tachyon or Heliopolis, but I really don't have the room. So for Synchros, we got Formula, Cataster, Hyper Librarian, Vulcan. Let's move these over a little bit. Ancient Pixie Dragon. This is the new card from Premium Gold. I'd rather run Ancient Fairy Dragon, but this card works pretty well in this deck because you have the field spell, the Mount Sylvania, and free monster destruction every turn. That's pretty nice. Of course, we got Black Rose, Stardust, Crimson Blader, Star Eater, and Shooting Quasar Dragon. So real quick, I'll just go over the little combo that plants have to special summon Quasar. So what you need is a Plague Spreader, a Dandelion, and a Spore on the field. So this is what you need to get on the field in order to go for Quasar usually. And you can do that by just having 1-for-1 and Lone Fire Blossom potentially to help out, because you could just start out with these 3, or Lone Fire or Dandelion. You use 1-for-1 to special summon Spore. By ditching Plague Spreader, special summon Spore. You special summon Plague Spreader by discarding something else, and then you normal summon Lone Fire, or you normal summon Dandelion. If you summon Lone Fire, you tribute Lone Fire for Dandy, and then Plague Spreader sync with Dandy for level 5, so Hyper Librarian. I'm kind of getting everything all messed up. So you sync for 5, and then you have your 2 tokens, which I'll just put out 2 tokens real quick. So we got 2 tokens, we got Hyper Librarian. I should probably zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. So I have, let's just put out Hyper Librarian real quick. So, okay, so Plague Spreader plus Dandelion. I got TG Hyper Librarian, 2 tokens. I sync those 2 for Formula Synchron, draw 2, and then use the effect of Spore in the graveyard, banish the Dandelion or the Lone Fire, special summon Spore as a level 4, and 1/1 is not a continuous card. So now Spore is the level 4 tuner, sync for 5, go for Catastor, draw 1, and that's Quasar right there. Boom, that's Quasar. So this deck is a little bit better at bringing out Quasar, I feel, because we have stuff like Cherub Sprout, which lets you special summon level 1s from the deck. So you can excavate Cherub Sprout to get Spore instead of having to use 1/1. You can use Peacekeeper to special summon a Lone Fire or a Dandy from the graveyard, or a Spore even. And you know, it's all up to you how you get your combo pieces out, or what like circumstances you need to use to get your combo pieces out. You know, Call the Haunted is an option. You can use Miracle Fertilizer, which is basically a free Monster Reborn. And you generally, like, you can special summon Plague Spreader. You only need it for that one special summon. And you can use Plague Spreader to top deck, like, you could Plague Spreader to top deck a Cherub Sprout, and then play something to excavate it like a Peacekeeper or something, and you get its effect to get a Spore or something like that. So there's like a crazy amount of combos that you can do with Plague Spreader and the Sylvans that let you set up for Quasar that I can't honestly think of right now. But there's like that. What I just mentioned is a pretty good example, I feel. So I really like this deck. Still hoping to get the Marshall Leafs. I may, like I said, I might try to buy them, or maybe I'll go to locals and see if I can trade for something. But yeah, I really I can't wait for this deck to get the rank 7 support in Primal Origins, to get Sylvan Charity, and I might just play the rank 7 build instead of this build right here, the Quasar build. But I don't know, we'll see. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry that this took like 15 minutes or something like that. And yeah, that's it. See you guys later.